May the 19th, 2019. Guys, you're looking at NOAA's satellite over the Caribbean, and you can see the United States and Florida. You got clear weather now. That's going to change. You've seen the storms moving across the Midwest and now into the Southeast. We've been getting rain since late yesterday. We'll look at that, guys, but I want you to remember as the day heats up, those storms that are moving now through South Mississippi towards Alabama are going to heat up. So you, my friends in the Panhandle, pay very close attention to this. But what you're looking at now is the first Atlantic tropical system trying to form. And because of the front that we're looking at coming out of the top left corner, coming off the U.S. here, is going to push this system up and away. So there's a blessing in this storm, although it's been hell for a lot of people, guys. Tornadoes, hail damage, rains, flooding, high winds, wind damage, trucks flipped over on the interstate, things like that. But again, this front should push this system off. We've seen it many times that keep it offshore. Now, you may get some rain in South Florida on the just on the edges of this thing, but this storm, again, that we're looking at coming into the top left is strong enough. I feel like it's going to push it well off. We'll take a closer look at that. But again, the Caribbean satellite, it's getting that time of year. It's only 10 days before the official start of the 2019 hurricane season. They've already got the storms named out and laid out. Kind of an average system, but it's what they're saying, guys. But nothing has been average about the weather during this really the third year diving into grand solar minimum. But let's take a closer look at some of these things. Now, this is the Atlantic 2-day graphical tropical weather outlook, guys, and you can see the system's marked here. It has a 30% chance of development in the next 2 days. That's what we're looking at. And you can see in Louisiana and Mississippi, up into Arkansas, along the Mississippi River Valley, these storms are picking up on the coast, guys. You're already under tornado watches, severe thunderstorm warnings, marine warnings. So all my captain buddies down there, pay attention to this as it again gets warmer today. But this system will meet this system. And let's look at the 5-day graphical outlook. Everyone's pretty much agreeing on the path. And again, it's a 40% chance in 5 days. It's an area of low pressure is expected to form by Monday, several hundred miles southwest of Bermuda. This system could develop into a short-lived tropical or subtropical cyclone late Monday or Tuesday, while moving northward or northeastward. Environmental conditions are expected to become unfavorable for further development by Wednesday. It says the next special tropical weather outlook will be issued by 2 p.m. Eastern today. But I feel pretty good about this one getting taken out to sea. And by Wednesday, it would probably be getting in cooler waters. And so I'm not real worried about this storm. Now, maritime interest and people going on vacation to Europe, you may want to pay attention to this because the storms are just like the tornadoes, guys. Everything's a little more active now. So you've got to pay attention to all of this. This, again, we're fortunate we don't have a land-forming cyclone or tropical cyclone at this time, but it's an early warning, so you need to start being prepared. Let's look at some of the weather in Louisiana and Mississippi. Now, you can see as the storm is passing some of these areas, you're getting the flash flood warnings, and the ground has been saturated. Last week was the driest week I've seen in quite a while this spring so far. But the yellow areas are tornado warnings. The orange areas are special marine warnings that are out, and you've got these flood warnings all along the tributaries. And guys, we've already had a lot of rain just since last night in our area. So remember, your tornado watches, guys, with the heat that's going to build, these could turn into tornadoes very quickly. Don't let your guard down. If you have marine interest along this area, go ahead and get everything secured, because we've seen it a couple weeks ago down there working on that old boat, guys. the weather was intense. I mean, it was bending flagpoles and stuff like that, and that's the kind of changes we're seeing. That's where I'm concerned about the hurricane season also. But let's look at the radar. Now, looking at the entire nation, notice you've got that rain coming in central California on the west coast. So you guys keep an eye on your dams in that area. They've done a lot of work on Oroville. We did an extensive coverage on the dams a couple of years ago when we were having all the floods, and Oroville was kind of breaking down. Remember all the damage that was done on the spillway because of the floods? And in the video last night, remember they were getting winter storm watches up in the upper elevation, so still you're getting rain, snow, and the dam is supposedly pretty full. Anybody in that area, come into the comment section, let us know if you have some knowledge about that. But just, like I said, keep an eye on that. And you can see the moisture moving up through the central U.S. All of this, again, is being pumped out of the Gulf of Mexico, and it has been for the last few days. Steady south wind, very moist, very humid. Now, the problem areas, again, you've got one system coming out of Mexico into Texas, but the main problems we're going to have is this section right here. Now, like I said, it's been dry for about a week, so most of the gardens need this, but the big crop damage is in the Mississippi River Delta area, all through our state here, Louisiana, Arkansas, and northward. A lot of crops are going to be unplanted this year, so be prepared for things like that. This storm, as you see it moving east, the worst part of it, guys, is going to catch you on Lake Pontchartrain down there just north of New Orleans. So, again, marine interest should be very aware of these storms. Make sure your boats are tied good. But Mobile, you're going to catch it out in Mobile Bay. Then it's going to move into the Perdido Key, Orange Beach, Gulf Shores area. And as it does that, it's now 9:45 a.m. here, Central Time. It's going to be getting in the heat of the day. Just watch it, guys. If I see the tornadoes start popping up, we will do another video. And at the 2 a.m. update on the tropical system, we will watch that also. Now, let me say this. Again, we're getting into hurricane season very quickly. And it's not just us. Let's look at the Pacific. Now, guys, for most of you, you've been to the website many times. But for the new folks, this is our website, bpearthwatch.com. Most of the links that you see in my videos will be on this website. If you come down to the left side, everything from your earthquakes to the different satellites that watch the sun, different ground-based solar X-ray flux charts and instrumentation from out of Boulder, Colorado, hurricanes, name it, CME trackers, again, different satellites, National Weather Service is here. NASA has a link here, live meteors. So, again, if you want to kind of keep up with what we watch here, most of it is linked, and we add it as needed. If you have a link that you use a lot, you think that folks would be interested in, send it in or put it in the comments. We'll try to get it linked up. But again, everything that we use is here. So let me say this, with hurricane season coming in, look at the prices that my Patriot Supply are giving us here. Come here and click the link. Half price on these 2 and 4 week food supplies, guys. 10-year Mylar, some of them 20-year Mylar seal packages that can, no matter what happens, you have to eat and you need water. But anyway, let's come back down for a moment, because I did forget to mention the system in the Pacific. Click on hurricanes. Now, we're looking at the Eastern Pacific map, and you just go to Hurricane Center and click on the area that you were looking at earlier. We were looking at the Atlantic. Now, 5-day outlook, 20% chance of development, showers and thunderstorms here. And so we don't know if it's because this is a 5-day forecast, the storm is not moving very fast. Will it move further into the Pacific Ocean? We don't know. Or will it recurve and get caught up in one of these weather patterns, come across Mexico into Texas or a little further north? But we'll keep an eye on it, guys, and we will keep an eye on the Atlantic also. It's a heads up. Watch for the tornadoes today. High winds can do damage too, but be safe.